Golf News RI presents the Golf Dudes Podcast. Here are the dudes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Golf Dudes Podcast. Today, there's absolutely nothing going on in the game of golf, and so this is just going to be a fairly short show.
Dunsky. We're done.
There's tons going on in the game of golf, both nationally and a few things locally. Things about to pick up locally, obviously, next week with the U.S. Open and the Northeast Amateur after that. But obviously, tons going on in the golf world. There's chaos, bizarreness. So we're into all of that. We certainly have a lot of thoughts on it. We may even pick teams for the LIV Golf Tour and see what happens. But first, we should tell you. Well, actually, first, Rich, how you doing today, buddy? Boy, I forgot to ask.
Not too bad. Going into a hectic 5 days off from work. Got my best friend Greg, his wedding this week. Lots of stress, tux fittings, all this garbage. Probably not going to get to play golf until Sunday. That's if I'm still alive by then. But the weather's not bad. A little humid today. Supposed to ease on out. Friday would be nice, and it looks like it's going to be a decent weekend. Little chance for showers, so get it in. It's not cold, it's not too hot right now, so eat it up because you guys know the scorching hot and humid's coming,
Which is terrific for everyone.
Yeah, I know you love that. You and my brother-in-law, you guys are psycho.
Love it. I love the 90 plus degrees. I love playing golf in 90 plus degrees. It's great. Now, I don't eat it every single day, but once in a while.
That's what we got your pool for.
Every once in a while, it's kind of enjoyable. Again, I'm not looking to do that every day. So playing golf in the desert is not for me. So anyways, first, before we get into all the chaos going on around the golf world, and it is chaos, the Golf Dudes Podcast is presented by Link Drinks. Link Drinks is best known for their transfusion in a can. A transfusion is vodka, ginger ale, and grape juice, all mixed up into one refreshing beverage. And of course, recently, Link's Drinks has come out with their two new flavors, back 9 and front 9, including orange juice and what was the other one? Cranberry, I believe.
Cranberry and ginger, and then
orange.
I don't know what the other orange. Yeah.
So check out Link's Drinks at country clubs and liquor stores near you. It's a great drink to have with you while you're watching the Celtics in the NBA Finals. And while you're watching any type of golf tournament this week, whether it's the LIV Invitational or the PGA Tour or some other screwy tour that's probably launching.
Whatever fake tour is being launched.
Yeah, whatever else is being launched as we speak. So lots going on, of course. The website has been completely busy. Sorry to annoy everybody with tons of content per day, but sometimes you just have things that have to go up. So that's kind of where we are. Locally, before we get into the LIV Golf stuff, which is going to be the majority of the show, locally, just a quick congrats to Bobby Leopold and his brother-in-law, Tyler Cook, who won the RI4 ball this past week. The tournament, they had so much participation that the tournament was held at two different courses, Ledgemont and then Green Valley, and then obviously the players switched back and forth. So congrats to Bobby Leopold on that. Just another victory for him. Ho hum. The other big news locally.
Just checking them off.
Yeah, he's not checking them off. And obviously he's looking ahead to the Northeast Amateur in a couple of weeks, and then the RI Amateur after that. Speaking of the Northeast Amateur, I was at Northeast Amateur Media Day yesterday with all the other media people. I got the players who want to moist it, so I'll have a course review on that. And also the Northeast Amateur field was announced. You can see that on our website. Of course, Patrick Wells, Davis Chatfield, Chris Francoeur are all in the field, as well as Andrew O'Leary, of course, Bobby Leopold, Michael Thorbjornsen, who will be coming off a U.S. Open appearance and is considered probably one of the top amateurs in the country, and a handful of other guys. You can see the list on our website and see the players. So super exciting 2 weeks here of New England Golf, but Northeast Amateur in 2 weeks at revamped Wanamoisa. It's gonna be fun to watch these kids try to relearn the course and relearn the greens and
Imagine
buggies are all moved
imagine the
around.
returning guys trying like, what the hell?
Right. So it's gonna be fun. I get to play it, like I said, on Tuesday, and I wasn't playing from the way back tee, so it's certainly not the same. But I certainly found almost every bunker on the course. It felt like.
David Hasselhoff.
They're all moved into strategic places, and I guess so. So I guess they're pretty strategic. So obviously that's coming up in 2 weeks, and we'll have previews of that as well. And again, Northeast Amateur is bigger this year because, well, first of all, they have the biggest field they ever had, according to their press release. And also it's part of the Elite Amateur Series, which was announced back in December. And again, the Elite Amateur Series basically is like a FedEx Cup type of thing, where the top amateurs, the winners of it at the end of the series, which includes the Northeast Amateur, get exemptions into like big USGA events like the US Amateur and different big events like that. So obviously it's a big deal. Points on the line, and some of these kids are, obviously taking it to the next level. So it will be interesting from a Davis Chatfield perspective, as obviously he's not in college anymore. So he's gonna have a decision to make somewhere along the line as far as going pro or not. I'm under the impression that this is probably going to be his last run through the amateur circuit, and then I'll make a decision kind of at the end of the summer. So it could be a big opportunity for him. Patrick Wells is returning to school next year, which we reported a month ago, and he formally announced it today. And what was was actually a pretty cool video to watch, I will admit. And so he'll be here as well for that. So Northeast Amateur in 2 weeks. Rich came to the one last year for the first time, and believe it or not, I taught him out of golf to come with me to it, and he actually had a good time.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yes. That's the one time I ever taught you.
The only thing I remember it was crazy hot that day.
It was warm that day. I do remember.
I mean, but it's June, almost July. I mean, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that was my first time ever at Wanamoisa. So I took advantage of it, walked a bunch of the holes on the front. Saw 18, saw 1, saw 10, saw the par 3 that goes along the road. So yeah, I'm very, very angry that I missed it yesterday. I will not be missing it next year. Definitely not. But yeah, hopefully I'll be there for at least one day this year. Gonna take in Wanamoisa and all of its beauty.
Absolutely. So that's coming up again. That's the 22nd to the, hold on, I have it in front of me. The 22nd to the 25th. I didn't want to get the dates screwed up. So days after, just days after the US Open is the Northeast Amateur. So and unlike the US Open, the Northeast Amateur is free to attend. So
it's not $1,500 for a third party ticket.
So don't have to worry about that. A tough day for everyone at US Open qualifying on a Monday, golf's longest day. Obviously Chatfield probably came the closest out of everybody, but none of the other guys played well. Obviously it's extremely difficult. It's not easy by any stretch, so I'm not making light of it, but obviously tough day for everybody. But
I mean, just to think that you possibly have a chance is like half the battle. It's like that. It's like your mentality going into it. You know what I mean? Right. It's like I on the off chance I might be able to contend is just absolutely insane in my book. You know?
Right. I mean, most of these. Now, obviously, some of them are pros. Ricky Fowler is a first alternate for the U.S. Open. So.
I mean, and just think about that. Like guys like Tommy and Danny Woodhead and stuff like that. Now, Danny Woodhead is a solid athlete. Not taking anything away from Tommy, but like. Just thinking that like you're going up against guys like Ricky Fowler, who's probably still at like what, a +2 or 3, maybe +1, 2 or 3.
More than that.
Well,
more than
I mean, well, but you know what I mean.
You're PGA Tour, but he still shoots low numbers.
So I'm lowballing him. I apologize, but like thinking that you go like even guys like Ricky Fowler still have to qualify because they're just not playing that well. And thinking that you might have a shot to get in ahead of him is just fantastic. That is amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's all obviously everyone's in their own different regions, but it's
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I mean, of course, like like in golf anywhere, it's all mental. Right?
Yeah.
Half of it is the mental battle, like trying
Oh,
to
of
qualify
course.
for like a U.S. Open, and then you're in
And
contention, and
if you
then
hit a shitty shot, you got to recover from it. You know what I mean?
right.
That's all. That also,
And oh, by the way, that little bogey you're about to make might have just knocked you out of the
right?
contention for the
Yeah.
US Open.
You gotta think about that. Like, all right, so
Yeah, it's definitely not for me. I'd be crapping my pants.
so I'm on my trusty Tick IQ app right now. June 16th, first round, US Open, $702, cheapest ticket.
It's only slightly cheaper than the NBA Finals tickets.
Friday, second round, US Open Championship, Brookline, $873. Saturday, slightly different, which is weird. Third round, Brookline, $607. And Sunday, $484. Why is that?
There's gotta be something with it.
Do you think it's because it's Father's Day? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I had tickets to the US Open on a Sunday, Dad's kicking rocks. I'm not gonna lie, unless I'm going with them, obviously.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I may at 484. I may just think about it for a final. Jesus.
If only you got a press credential for the U.S. Open. Oh, sorry.
There he goes. Asshole. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, general admission for the final round is cheaper than Thursday. How is that even possible?
I would think that's gonna go up once they see who's in it. I would think.
And that's including fees, because the app that I use includes the fees in the total price. It doesn't add them on afterwards. So it's like, let me see. And it doesn't make sense either, because like there's different prices for general admission tickets. $479, $485. So yeah, that's gotta be weird. But anyways, I wanted to see what the hell was going on with that.
But there are also tickets available for the U.S. Open, so
I thought it was sold out.
Are those secondary market tickets?
This is third party.
Well, if you want to find a ticket, you can definitely buy one.
Monday practice rounds $84. That's probably your best value. Or Tuesday, 96.
We know when they're on Monday.
But that's good though. That's great. I'd rather.
No players there on Monday, unless all the guys missed the cut in the RBC, which we already talked about, and decide to show up on Monday.
Weekly badge for the US Open, $46.35. Which, I mean, if you think about it, well, that's a little bit expensive. But no, I always like to see the prices of the NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup, all this US Open, all the, like, obviously the Masters doesn't count because it's a private event, but like I love looking at the exorbitant amount of money that people are willing to pay for these events. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Somebody was telling me, then we want to move on. But someone was telling me that the corporate box for the week costs like $450,000 or something, and you're allowed to bring 40 people a day. Plus, you have to pay. Is
that Monday? Is that Monday through Sunday?
Monday through Sunday. It says for corporate box, not like a per, like it's for businesses.
Yeah,
so,
it's like 450,000
for the week.
40 people a day.
Plus, you have to pay for food and drink separately.
Nothing's. It's just the seat. That's it. The prime seat.
Just the seat in the box.
All right. Yeah. No, it's not worth it. Oh, thank you. Especially with what we saw at the PGA Championship. With the $18 Mick Ultras. Like, no, I'm good. No, thank you. I couldn't believe that. I can only imagine what the USGA is going to charge.
So when I go to the US Open next week, I'm going to take a picture of the menus. Does that seem like a thing?
Yeah.
That seems like a thing.
Tweet it out under our thing and fucking do it. Let's go. Sorry.
That seems like a thing to do with all these tournaments. So
I mean, it has to be. You can buy the whole Masters menu for what, $23 or $25 or something like that, including both types of beer that they sell. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. So I'll definitely look for that next week. It'll be on our
$18 for a Mick
social
Ultra.
media,
Get out of here! What are you
what do you think it's
nuts?
gonna be? What do you think it's gonna be at Brookline?
For like a regular
Both.
beer, Bud Light, what it's Bud Light,
And-
Mick Ultra, whatever the hell it is, say probably $12.
Yeah.
I didn't expect 18. Like 18 is high.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the Garden, I think you get a 20 or a 22-ounce Bud Light for like $20 or $21. But that's a big one. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's bigger than a tall boy. So, but $18 for just a regular Mick Ultra. I mean, come on. That's asinine.
No, crazy. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the prices are at Brookline. Like I said, I'll take a picture of the menus and tweet them out because apparently that's the thing to do these days. So I guess we'll do it.
That's what they all do.
Pointless, but apparently that's what people do. So we'll do.
You may have to get there at 5:30 in the morning to tweet it out because somebody else might take it away from you.
Don't guess. I'm not getting it at 5:30 in the morning. I'll pass.
Gates open at 5:30.
No, media hospitality opens at.
I'm sorry, media hospitality. That's right. Yeah,
breakfast is served at 5:30. Here are your pancakes, sir. Would you like it?
Here are your pancakes while it's still dark.
Would you like a pillow with that?
Pillow for your car while you take a nap.
I'll pass on the 5:30 a.m. breakfast. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's so funny.
There's nothing that we're covering that needs to go up at 5:30 in the morning.
I mean, the field's set. I mean, there's really nothing else to do.
There's no story that needs to go up on our website at 5:30 in the morning.
Absolutely not.
We'll worry about that later. So we'll skip out on that. I'm sure the breakfast is very good though. So there's that.
Probably Boston College breakfast.
Yeah, from the dorm, left over from the school year. Left over from the school year. Somehow I think that will not be the case.
My God!
Some U.S. Open ticket prices talk, some Northeast Am talk, some RI football talk, and everything else that goes along with it. Rich has a busy week, so we are in fact taping this on a Wednesday, and so it'll probably be up first thing tomorrow morning. And you can watch the Golf Dudes podcast as we continue here because there's tons going on in golf. So,
also, you can watch the RBC first thing in the morning.
And the LIV Golf. Speaking of which, LIV Golf begins tomorrow on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time on their website, on YouTube, and on Facebook. So you can stream it there. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, if it's even going to look good. It could look like crap. The commentators seem somewhat like sketchy.
It's probably like the Showtime boxing guys or something.
But one of them is Jerry Foltz, the former Golf Channel guy.
Yeah. So at least you got that right. Yeah.
And then they have another guy from F1 Racing, I think they signed.
They would.
So let's get into this now. They'll probably take a commercial break in the middle of it and come back to it. Obviously, without a doubt, this is the biggest storyline in golf, anywhere, almost any kind of golf, because now amateurs are going there. So it's a storyline at the Northeast Amateur. It'll be a storyline at the U.S. Amateur, whatever else. LIV Golf begins on Thursday. It's finally here. Some people, a lot of us,
I'm excited.
Thought it was going to happen.
I'm excited.
Teams were announced last night after a draft. There's 12 teams. We listed all of them on our website in an article I posted late last night just because I was bored and wanted to do something. So all kinds of stuff going on. Patrick Reed and Bryson DeChambeau have committed to the LIV Golf Tour. They will debut reportedly, according to our friend Bob Harrig.
Surprise.
They'll debut in the LIV Tour's first U.S. tournament, which is at Pumpkin Ridge in Oregon. If that, of course, sounds familiar, it's where Tiger won the '96 U.S. Amateur. So all kinds of stuff going on, all kinds of drama. The press conferences for LIV Golf were interesting to say the least. They're all going to be playing in the U.S. Open next week because the USGA allowed them to play. Which
you think DJ plays in it or no?
Of course.
You think so? Yeah.
So this whole situation is going to be fascinating. It's going to get worse next week. It's going to be complete chaos. But your thoughts as we're here now, and the thing starts on Thursday, and here we go.
I'm overly excited because I think this is going to be a way bigger thing than we thought. I said that last week with 50% conviction because we obviously all this news is new. Post
All this news is new in the last like 2 days.
Post our conversation on last Thursday. So I think this is I don't think it's really anything for the PGA to be worried about now in the current time. I think that it could be potentially something that they could worry about in the future. The team aspect, a lot of people new people younger than us have gotten into golf playing wise the past 5 or 6 years, especially with the pandemic. Watching wise is completely different. Even sometimes me, I'm a me and you are like golf purists. We could watch somebody on YouTube play the worst course in America for an hour and a half and still be interested in it. A lot of these other people, they need something else in their lives, especially on like a Sunday. Like the Foreplay boys were saying the same thing. The Memorial, nobody's really watching that. I mean, Billy Horschel's not a huge name. It's a huge name for me because he's a Florida alum. Go Gators.
And coach.
Go Gators. But even me, I didn't really watch any of it. I was too busy. You need something that sticks to the wall. The straight up just stroke play doesn't happen. I'm fairly certain that they get better numbers with the match play tournaments, the Dell, was it Dell Mexico and the Dell Texas or whatever it is, that Scheffler one. I think they get better ratings on the match play because it's quicker. Like me and you, we like match play better because it's quicker. We don't have to putt our 7 for 6. It's already assumed if we're, you know what I mean? I enjoy match play better. It's more competitive.
Well, sometimes we putt 7 for 6.
Sometimes it wins. Sometimes it actually wins.
Sometimes it's an important 7 for 6.
But yeah, so like a lot of people, especially people getting into the game and people who have been a fan of the game, they like match play better. They like the partners. Obviously we love playing with partners. Usually cart matches and all that stuff. We're all playing for a single score, but we prefer to, we have a cart match, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 1 if it's an overly crappy matchup. But yeah, I think this LIV Golf is gonna bring a lot more eyeballs because it's team based. I don't know if it's gonna be such a hit as like they're gonna sell jerseys for these teams. I don't think it's gonna be that big. But there's also a rooting interest in a group of guys instead of one singular person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. Like I'm actually kind of pissed that I'm not going to be able to watch it a lot because I'm going to be, I have other plans. But I'm sure I'll see replays on YouTube and stuff like that.
Well, if it's streaming on Facebook, you might be able to see more of it than you just watch on.
I'll probably, like I said, Sunday's the rest day. I'm going to play around with the boys in the morning. I'll probably catch the
problem is the tournament only goes from Thursday to Saturday.
Oh, so I guess I'm going to be a day late then. So yeah, so I'll probably
54 hole tournament. Only 54 hole tournament for no.
So I'll probably have I might be able to catch a little bit of on Saturday. But yeah, the concept, I love it, and for that, I think it. I don't think the PGA is in trouble by any means because they still have the JTs, the Spieths, the Koepkas, all those characters there. I don't think the PGA Tour is in trouble yet, but if this catches on, like I possibly think it might be, wait a year, 2, 3, maybe they might be in a little bit of trouble.
Well, it's interesting. They're in an interesting spot because the USGA, like we said, and we put up a quick article yesterday on it.
Yep.
They said that the LIV players are not allowed to play. So now if all the majors come together and say they're allowed to play, then the PGA Tour is nothing that they really can do because all these guys care about is the majors anyway, generally speaking. So why not go earn 125 million on LIV, come back, win a green jacket, go back to LIV, win another few cool million, and you'd be done with your career in 3 years.
That's what I'm saying too. And another good point that the foreplay boys brought up too is like, what about Augusta? Like
Yeah.
Augusta's completely separate from everything. The RNA, the PGA, all the A's that go with the, you know, the professional golfers net, if we're going to say that. There's a possible, I mean, it's tough to say. I think
we don't know at this point. We don't know what it's going to look like.
that's what I mean. So I don't think the PGA is going to do crap until Augusta makes a decision. Call me out on that. Write that down. Mark it. Let's go. I think that they let them play in the PGA until next April or next, you know, like February when the Masters makes a decision. And I think the PGA makes a decision on Augusta. Mark it down. Let's go.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out because more and more guys are going over there, more and more relatively big names.
I'm telling you, they're calling their bluff, and I think the PGA is shaking right now.
And that's
they're shaking.
And that's why they're all resigning, because they're getting out ahead of any punishment the PGA can offer them at this moment. Because right now they're not members of the
I don't
PGA
think
Tour.
they're going to do anything. I don't think they're going to do anything.
No, and also them resigning hurts their Ryder Cup and President's Cup status, which is another story for another day. But that's certainly that's come up as well. So it's obviously been a fascinating few days. And like I said, the USGA is letting them play. Next week is going to be a circus. Whenever Phil's press conferences, it's going to be crazy. Obviously, and any of these guys, I think it'd be hilarious if one of these LIV guys wins the US Open. That would be.
I mean, like we said,
it's possible. Obviously, DJ has a chance. Phil probably not, but who knows?
Probably not. But that's what we said last year at Kiowa. And I mean, you know. Sorry, I'm typing. But yeah, no, it's crazy. So my final say on this whole thing before it kicks off tomorrow morning. I think this is a bigger deal than anybody thinks. That's all I'm going to say. I think it's a bigger deal than anybody's going to think. Not right now, but in the maybe the next year or so, it's going to be an issue.
It's going to be interesting because apparently Bob Harrig reported. I just call him Bob because.
Well, yeah, he's our boy. I mean,
right.
the foreplay boys were like, "Oh, we want to have Bob Harrig on." I said, "Already did it."
Yeah. We're tight with them.
And I think you actually had Armin Katayan on before the foreplay boys too. So boom.
That's right. That's what we do here in the Golf News podcast.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
Well, that's true. What do you do anyway? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm here. Sorry.
As a start. Anyway, obviously just joking, but
not really.
It'd be interesting to see some of these guys, like Bob Harrig reported that these guys like Reed and DeChambeau signed multi-year deals with LIV. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
That's crazy putting your eggs in a basket before it's even established. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's the scary part. And the thing is, with Greg Norman, like he has a history of like choking, like crapping his pants and blowing big things. So I just wonder if like this is where he's finally going to be successful and finally like, or is there going to be a butt coming in 2 or 3 years down the road?
Right?
You know what I mean? I just wonder.
No, I know. No, I feel you. I don't know. It's just it's crazy that these guys are signing multi-year deals / contracts, and this thing could shit the bed before it comes to Boston. You know what I mean? Who know? I mean, who knows at this point? I mean, the one constant fact is money in this thing. Money is not not a
problem. They have enough money.
A problem. Sorry, I couldn't think of what it was. Money is not a problem with this thing. So I mean, pretty much money's the biggest issue in all operations, I would think, right? For the most part.
Yeah, you would think
80%, 75%. So it's going to be quasi successful until maybe some players are like, damn, you know, this really isn't working out. And another thing that I found out from I hate pod tapping, but the Foreplay Boys also said that the Kevin Na retired from the PGA, which means he's entitled to his pension from the PGA. So he's going to be double dipping from both sides.
I see
No, he
resigned.
retired. He retired from DJ retired. Kevin Na retired.
Originally, it was reported that Kevin Na resigned too. Maybe
recently but retired. I mean, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. So if you retire, you're entitled to a pension from the tour. So you got that going for you too. You can be double dipping, which I mean, it's not going to be even close to the number that the LIV is going to be, but you know.
So I think a couple things that'll be interesting to watch on Thursday morning will be how many fans are there, what kind of crowds they draw.
Thursday's probably. I don't think Thursday's going to be a lot. Maybe Friday it picks up, and then Saturday's like the culmination. You know.
You would think, but they said there was no fans there today at the Pro-Am, for whatever that's worth.
But who was playing in the Pro-Am? That too.
Phil, they're all playing, I believe, according to Twitter reportors.
So maybe, I don't know, man. I think that this is going to be nuts. That this is going to be weird. This is going to be very weird.
It's gonna be chaos, and I'm going to be interested to see. And then next week, I'm going to be interested to see. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of people there, so I'm not trying to say it's going to be empty. But the crowds at Brookline with the Celtics in the NBA Finals on the same day, or at least one
crazy,
of the
right?
days, and all kinds of other stuff.
So that's what. So you got what tonight, Friday, then Monday.
So the Celtics are going to play either game five will be in Golden State on Monday. And then depending on what happens tonight and Friday, the game 6 could be on Wednesday or Thursday back in Boston.
Wow! Holy hell!
So that's going to be quite something to see. I mean, I'm not saying there's going to be nobody at the U.S. Open. Obviously, they're going to get big crowds, but it'd be interesting to see how that all plays out with the Celtics in the finals and the U.S. Open at Brooklyn. Also, you might see a lot of PGA players go to the game.
Let me step. I got to step away real quick. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, there he goes. He just quit the show.
I can still hear you.
So that'll be interesting as well. So while he steps away, this is actually what I wanted to do. We're gonna continue with this LIV Golf stuff. The teams were drafted last night. We posted an article. I listed all 12 teams, all those players. Half of these people's names I couldn't even spell.
Which I think is fantastic. The team aspect is awesome, I think.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna come back, and Rich and I are actually gonna pick teams this week. We're gonna go through teams, talk about them, see who we like. Some of the team names are actually kind of cool. Some of them are obviously totally stupid, but some of them are actually pretty cool. So we're gonna pick teams, look at the players. Half of these people we never heard of, but most of them we have. A lot of them we have. So we're gonna do that coming up. This is the Golf Dudes podcast. We're picking teams next. Billy Andre joins the show. Billy, thanks so much for doing this, and we appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I'm very excited to be joined by an 11-time Emmy Award winner, and that is Armin Katayan. Massachusetts Women's Amateur Champion Allison Paik.
The days of the country club just being golf and maybe one amenity are gone. Unfortunately, Metacomet doesn't have those.
He has a very rare condition called kyphoscoliotic Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And at the time of diagnosis, there was only 60 documented cases in the world.
I mean, we legitimately played the last 4 holes at Newport National. You could not see 50 yards.
Welcome back to the Golf Dudes podcast, presented by Links Drinks. Check out our friends at Links Drinks at country clubs and liquor stores across Rhode Island and the region, and really across the country. I believe Fred told me they're up to 20. They're in 21 states now, I believe Fred told me. So it's obviously pretty good, judging that they coming from Connecticut, relatively small Connecticut. Now they're across the country. So check out Links Drinks and stay tuned for something coming up with them during the summer. So anyway, we ended talking about LIV Golf, and I told you we were going to pick teams. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to dedicate this segment to teams. Then we're going to go into the PGA Tour, RBC, Canadian Open. And we're going to even tell you, when we get to that, we're going to tell you how much money you can make if Brad Adamonis wins the tournament. This is not a joke. So we'll get into his betting odds in just Rich is actually considering putting something down.
It's a win-win situation. I'm sorry.
So we'll get into that in just a second. And I don't mean to make fun of Brad Adamonis. Obviously, he's worth
but
I'm not trying to.
It's amazing. It's historic. I'm going to tell you, it's historic.
Yeah. So we'll get into that in just a second. Again, I don't mean to make fun of Brad Adamonis by any means. Obviously, it's a big deal for him. So last night around 10 o'clock, the teams finally were announced after a draft for this LIV Golf Invitational, which is on Thursday, just outside of London. The course actually looks pretty from the pictures they put on Twitter, for whatever that's worth. So there are 12 teams. Each team has 4 players. Now, it seems like the way they did it was each team is captained. Well, the way they did it was each team is captained by, for the most part, a notable name.
Yeah, like a 1A player.
That's not true for every team, but for the majority of the teams, it looks like they're kind of captained by a notable player. So there are 12 teams, 4 players per team. I don't know how the point system works. I'm not 1,000% sure. I'm sure it's just maybe it's a best ball and they add up the scores like in high school, in college, maybe it's something like that. I'm guessing. So I don't think it's not match plays. I think it's just straight up. I think it's straight up just stroke play.
Stroke play, yeah. Best ball, yeah.
With a team event. So the 12 teams. So I don't know how we should do this. Should we list? I don't want to go through every single player. But
so do you want to take the groups from the article that you wrote and see what you did, or do you just want to do an actual draft?
No, we'll take the groups from the article that I did. So I want to pick a team. So the 12 teams are as follows: the 4 Aces Golf Club, that features Dustin Johnson. There's 3 other guys that you've never heard of.
I have no idea who those other 3 are, which rightfully so, because Dustin Johnson is Dustin Johnson, you know.
The High Flyers Golf Club features Phil Mickelson, Chase Koepka, and 2 other guys you've never heard of.
Tell me the one that. Explain to me the one that starts with an R. Say it right now.
Ratch Cannon. Yeah, I don't know. Try typing that when I put this article up.
Oh God.
The Punch Golf Club features 4 players you've never heard of, other than maybe Matt Jones.
Matt Jones. Yeah.
Cleeks Golf Club has Martin Keimer and 3 other guys you've never heard of.
3 guys. Yeah.
Kevin Ironheads Golf Club has Kevin Na and 3 other guys you've never heard of. Smash Golf Club has no one you've ever heard of.
Nobody ever.
Hopefully I spelled all these guys' names right. It's a Pat.
No, it looks all right.
The Crushers Golf Club has Massachusetts' own Peter Uline. So we'll keep an eye on him. Richard Bland.
How about he's the 1A player in that group?
Yeah. Richard Bland, something that starts with a P, and then Travis Smith, never heard of him. Majestics Golf Club is actually interesting with Ian Poulter, Lee Westwood, Sam Horsfield, and Laurie Cantor. So that's actually a decent team. I don't mind them. The Stinger Golf Club, the Tiger Woods Stinger, is Louis Oosthuizen, Henny Du Plessis, Charlie Schwartzel, and Brendan Grace. So that's actually a decent team. Fireballs Golf Club has Sergio, David Puig, James Peart, who's one of the top amateurs in the country.
I mean, that's
a good team.
It's pretty good.
Niblix Golf Club has Graham McDowell, Bernd Wiesberger.
Those are 2 good golfers.
Oliver Becker. And then the Torque Golf Club, which is Rich's favorite, not to spoil his pick, but Torque Golf Club has Taylor Gooch, Hudson Swafford, Adrian, I can't pronounce his last name, and
Tagli,
former U.S. amateur champion. So those are the 12 teams. Quick rundown. Sorry, what?
I mean, there's a lot of good players, and obviously this tour, aside from the top, what do we got? 1, 2, 3. There's probably like 20 guys or 15 guys that are relevant in the game of golf, right? Is that what we're going to say? 15 to 20, give or take, give or take a couple.
Correct.
These other guys just probably couldn't make Q school. or are just living in the basement in like the European tour. You know what I mean? So we don't know any of these guys. Some of these guys, like, some of these guys that we can't even pronounce their name. Who knows what's going to
No one
happen?
knows what
You know what I
no one
mean?
knows what they look like.
Nobody knows who they are. And this tournament gives them the chance to get some national spotlight, make a name for themselves. So I do like the Phil Mickelson, Harding, Chase Koepka group, but my big one's the Tour Golf Club: Gooch, Swafford, Ogletree, and Otagui. I
Sure.
think that I apologize if I screwed his name up, but that's what I'm going with. Gooch and Swafford, they both won in the past, I think, year and a half calendar PGA Tour season. So that's what I'm going with. If I had to pick a second, I'd probably pick probably the Fireballs: Garcia, Puig, Piot, and Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
That might be my second. Like I'm saying, like, we don't know who any of these other guys are. They could be sneaky studs throwing darts and making birdie, So I mean, it's really a crapshoot. I think we'll get a better what's it called? A better feel for it after the first or second week, or first or second event, should I say? And then we could do like an accurate draft and see who we want.
So
What do you got?
I don't know if the team's going to be the same every week. I think I feel like they do a different draft every week or every tournament. But
really?
They'll be adding new players in theory. I'm not really sure.
That's right, because Fowler and Reed are come. So how do they do that?
Unless they're just adding teams, which is possible too. I
don't
know.
So how would they? I wonder how. I'm surprised they didn't do like a what's it called? A deadline for the first tournament for the season. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that way they can have everything established. That's weird.
Well, the problem is I think they tried to do it, but all these players ended up getting rejected by the PGA Tour. Remember?
That's exactly what it was.
So
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yep. Going on their own. So I think they tried to do something like that.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm not 1,000% how it works. 1,000% sure how it works going forward with future tournaments, like the one in Pumpkin Ridge, and then in September when they come to the International.
That's what, Oregon?
Pumpkin Ridge is outside. Oregon. It's just outside of Portland.
Okay.
If that sounds familiar, that's where Tiger won the U.S. Amateur against Steve Scott.
All right. So what do you got there, Pards?
All right. Enough delaying. My team is the Majestics. Give me the Majestics.
That was my third choice. I like it.
Westwood and Sam Horsfield and something else named Laurie Cantor.
Is that a guy or a girl? I don't know. We can't say that because it's Pride year. It's Pride month, so we can't say anything.
I'm assuming
I like that. That was my third choice. That was my 2.5/3 choice. Absolutely. That's good.
I like the Majestics. And then my second team for picking two is I kind of like the Fireballs. I think
that's my second choice. I like it. Yep.
Yeah. So the other guy, obviously, it's attractive to take Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson, but we don't know what he looks like.
I mean, is he going to shoot? Is he going to shoot the best out of four? I mean, is he gonna carry the team out of four people or three other people? Possibly. It's possible. But then again, the course always bites back. So, I mean, who knows?
So that is what we got for the teams. Again, LIV Golf kicks off on Thursday.
There's a lot of names I couldn't even try to pronounce. Holy crap!
Try typing them. How many times you had?
Well, I mean, at least you can copy and paste some of them. I couldn't even pay attention long enough to type them. Jesus.
So that's what we got. It should be interesting to see what it looks like. Again, it kicks off Thursday morning. It's streaming.
I'm kind of excited.
Facebook,
I'm not gonna lie.
And on the LIV Golf website, I'm sure obviously everyone will be talking about it. The course looks pretty nice for what that's worth. The press conferences are pretty interesting and somewhat awkward because these guys are just getting grilled. And so
how do you feel about getting bad money for you playing golf?
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever.
Money.
I mean, and that's the craziest thing. Just say money talk, bullshit walks. Like I'm sick of like the DJ was probably sick of all the BS that was going on with the PGA, and he wants the payday. Just say it. Don't be scared. Just say it.
Well, and he's now married to Paulina Gretzky, so he has to pay it off.
And Kevin Na. Kevin Na is probably he's over peaked on his career. He had a good couple finishes last year. Like it's not going to get any better. Get the money. I'd like to actually see what everybody was paid besides Dustin Johnson. I think Dustin Johnson was like 120, right? Or 130.
Yeah.
Right. I'd like to see what like an Ian Poulter or a Kevin Na or Taylor Gooch or something like that. Obviously, Gooch is probably going to get paid the least out of the four of those people. Phil, obviously, you know. I'd be very interested. I'd be very interested.
It seems like these guys just have money to throw around. So you would think he'd be paid less, but you don't know that.
Dude, the South, it's all oil money. They don't give a shit. They just throw it. Everything. They gave Greg Norman like $2 billion to start a golf league.
Yeah.
$2 billion.
After Jack said no.
After Jack said, nope, I'm not doing that, brother. No, thank you.
And they offered Tiger a nine figures,
and
he said no, according to all reports. Of course,
I mean, not for nothing. Out of all the players that decided to defect, in essence, do you think that Tiger might have had the right to do it just because he was so much better than all of them?
Not now.
Not now. If this was like maybe 10 or 15 years ago.
Mid-2000s, Tiger tried to start his own tour. He tried to start the Nike tour back in the day. I don't know if his own tour, it was just like a showcase, but he tried to do like a Nike tour back in the day.
Yeah.
Nike was growing.
But golf. I mean, even still, they offered him 9 figures at with the body that he has now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's dude, the wheels are clicking in my head right now. I'm telling you, this is crazy.
Well, if you get your handicap down like 25 like shots, you have a chance.
I got to get down to like what, a +2 maybe?
You can join the cliques. Play for the cliques.
Oh yeah, whichever one's the worst, I'll join. Screw it.
Yeah, you can be as good as those guys. So
maybe I could probably even outplay Keimer. You know,
you never
if
know.
I get down to like a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, just working in. LIV Golf is now accepting applications for the next in Portland. So that's going on tomorrow. It should be fascinating to watch one way or the other. It'll be fascinating to watch if it's good. If it's a disaster, it'll also be fascinating to watch.
I'm not saying I don't think
it's gonna be a disaster either, but I'm just saying
if we're gonna set a line for success and failure, I think the success would be like -150. I think this thing's gonna do things. I honestly do.
So
it's gonna be a favorite. It's gonna be a favorite. Absolutely.
So that's going on starting Thursday again. It'll be fascinating one way or the other. Don't think it's gonna be a disaster, but who knows?
Nah, I don't think so.
PGA Tour is back in Canada this week for the first time in like 2 or 3 years.
This year? Yeah.
Exactly. So that's going on the RBC Champions Tour, RBC Championship, whatever. I screwed it all up.
It's fine.
The RBC Canadian Open. Good field considering the US Open next week.
Minus Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, minus Dustin Johnson. He's no longer with RBC. Dustin Thomas, Scotty Scheffler, Jordan Spieth, and
Rory.
No, Spieth is not playing. Sorry, Dustin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler is playing. And as we reported on Monday, Providence's own Brad Adamonis is in the field after Monday qualifying. He survived the 4th.
And Joe, what's his odds to win the tournament?
Well, if you looked at your local sportsbook, you would see that
he's on the Sportsbook Rhode Island.
If you would see that Brad's odds are +1 million. So
$1 million, 1 million, 1 and 6 zeros, $1 million. Let's go.
Him and JJ Henry are both +1 million to win this week's RBC Canadian Open.
That's
So
amazing.
so if you feel like putting down $10, you
All
never
right, put a
know.
buck down. Put $1 to win 1,000. Come on,
Hey.
let's go.
He's on an incredible run. He Monday qualified. He survived the 4-for-3 playoff to get in.
Knows, man.
You never know.
And was DJ was the defending champion or no?
I don't know.
I don't even know. I think that's what it was.
Well, needless to say, he's not defending anymore. So that is going on this week. A decent field. I'm kind of surprised because all these guys have to go from Canada to Boston. So I was a little surprised.
Crazy, right?
I don't know if you want to tell them my conspiracy theory.
Hang on one second. Let me see what this is. Come on. You've been working all day. Come on. 1969. That's not what we're looking for. Spieth was the last one. No. Was it Cantley? Doesn't matter. Whatever. Yeah, Spieth was the last one in 2022.
That wasn't in Canada though. It wasn't put in Canada.
Technically it wasn't in Canada. No.
So,
but what was your conspiracy theory?
These guys, some of these top players are gonna.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They're just going to hit their shots and work on their game, and if they make it, they make it. But
all of my degenerate gamblers, heed this warning, and this is coming from Joe Calabro. He made me aware of this. There is a ton of to miss the cuts on the Sportsbook Rhode Island app. Take a look at those things. There's Scheffler, Rory, JT, and what I say the fourth one was?
I don't remember. Scheffler.
It doesn't matter. So Scheffler, Rory, JT. 2 out of those 3 are going to miss the cut, especially Rory. He's been, I think the U.S. Open is going to be his 4th consecutive week playing.
Correct.
He's I think Rory was like plus 430. Think about it. Make a decision. You might make some money on this.
There you go. So look for that. But other than that, it'd be interesting to see who wins the RBC Canadian Open. Perhaps it'll be our boy Brad. Maybe he'll.
I mean, could you imagine Can you imagine the FOMO, the fear of missing out if he actually wins that? Like the FOMO, I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably not gonna put any money on. I mean, I should just put $1 on it. Whatever. $1 to win 1,000. Are you kidding me? But imagine the FOMO of not putting at least $1 on this guy. You know what I mean? At $1 million.
Yeah.
Come on.
It doesn't seem
it's like the Kentucky Derby. 90 to 1, 95 to 1.
I mean, you never know. So there's that. So it should be interesting. Obviously, fascinating couple of weeks coming up in professional golf and just in locally in general. So we'll be tracking all that stuff, and obviously we'll have coverage of LIV Golf tomorrow, and we'll have coverage of the PGA Tour as Rich once again quits the show. So there's that. I don't know if he had anything else.
No, I'm good.
So if not, we will wrap up now. Next week, programming note. Actually, I really actually don't know what the note is going to be because we have to figure it out. I have no idea what day the podcast is going to air, what day we're going to tape it, or how exactly it's going to look. I will be at the U.S. Open at Brookline all week. Rich will be running things from the home office.
The North Providence headquarters.
Yeah, the North Providence headquarters. So next week I'll be doing the broadcast live, not live. I'm from the U.S. Open.
So we can.
I have no idea what it's going to look like. So everyone stay tuned. I'll obviously keep you posted.
So what did you say? There's the pro. Is there a pro-am for the U.S. Open or no?
I don't think so.
There isn't. So
I don't think
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays just practice
and press conferences. Lots and lots
press
of
conferences. So I mean, I'm all
the good
good.
news is we're gonna have our own video. Like we can use actual video. Because
you're credentialed. Yeah. So I mean, I'm down for whatever. It is what it is. I'll be home from work at like 7 on Wednesday, all the way till Saturday. So You let me know what you want to do.
So we will all let you know what is going on for next week. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of content. There's already been a ton of content, and we're going to
Super jealous, mind you.
We'll see what we can get at the US Open. But I'll be there all week. So if you happen to be going, feel free to shoot us a message on Instagram or Facebook, or just text me depending on who you are. And
keep twisting that knife there, Joseph.
We can
twist the knife deeper and deeper.
We can hang out. Of course, no Tiger Woods as he withdrew yesterday, unfortunately. But there's going to be more than enough chaos going on with the LIV players and Phil playing. And
do we have enough information to sort of like think about like a winner, possibly? What do you think?
I haven't even started thinking about it yet. But maybe we'll do a special US Open preview podcast next week.
Maybe like Sunday.
Maybe that's how we'll do
Sunday
it.
or something. Yeah.
I
was actually
thinking
thinking about it.
Look like, so I have to see what we'll see. We'll keep you all posted. But next week we'll obviously have tons of US Open coverage from the Country Club at Brookline. We'll have betting odds. We'll have interviews, press conferences. We might actually even stream them live on our Facebook page because I think I can just use my phone. Who actually knows? Again, there's all these rules I have to read and all this stuff. So
yeah, I mean, you can do a GoPro and upload it later too.
Yeah, I mean, so we'll let you know what it's going to look like. I personally don't have a clue yet. I'm trying to figure that out. So when I figure that out, I will let you all know. So with that last said, hope you all have a great week. Rich, enjoy your wedding. Party hard.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Hopefully you survive on Sunday. Hopefully you survive two Sundays.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. So the rehearsals tomorrow, the wedding's Friday. Saturday's like a brunch. We're going down south to the Ocean Nest, gonna hang out. So that's gonna be all right. Sunday shouldn't be a bad thing. The bad thing is about going to work on Monday. That's gonna suck. But it is what it is. We'll work through it. I'm just worried about me suffering through the monkey suit for like 2 hours,
There you go. And that's all you got. This is the Golf Dudes podcast. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week. And I will talk to you next week from the US Open at the Country Club in Brookline. And